如果你是在百货公司、医院或者是公共场所工作，被问路的时候，你是装忙还是直接给他你在学校学的 go straight, turn right, turn left in one block 等等的这些片语呢？那如果你要指引的方向是非常复杂的呢？那今天就让我们来听听，到底要用什么方式才能正确的指引方向。Hello， 欢迎来到 Executive Plus 主管双语沟通力的 podcast。我们希望带给大家最实用的沟通工具，包括了成功人士对全球市场的分享、职场英语的技能、跨文化沟通技巧与其他能帮助您成为出色领导者的工具。Hi, I'm Sherry, founder of Executive Plus. As a language trainer and certified coach, I've trained hundreds of managers from Fortune 500 companies such as Dior, Google, Deloitte, and Yahoo.And
I'm Nick, Director of Communication Strategy at Presentality. I've helped startups raise millions of US dollars in funding and train the executives of publicly listed companies to present on the global stage.
Welcome to the Executive Plus podcast,
where you can take your communication and language skills from good to great. Hey everyone, welcome back to the Executive Plus podcast.Today, we're bringing you another live lesson, and we have a wonderful volunteer today, Brian. Brian works in a hospital, and he often has to speak with foreign patients or guests to give them directions and help them with instructions of moving around the hospital.
Yay, welcome Brian!
Hey Brian!
Woo! Hi, good morning!
It is morning for you, and 你还没有睡觉，对不对
？Yes, I just got off my work.
That's amazing. So what's your night shift like? Like how long was your night shift?
8 hours.
So you usually go into work around 8 p.m., 9 p.m.?
12 a.m. to 8 a.m.
Oh, wow. Like true midnight shift.
你这样已经习惯了，对不对？
对。
好，我先跟听众先稍微讲一下，就是 Brian 其实是我们的听众之一，那他也是听到我们第100集我们的这个 live lesson， 然后他那个时候就是跟我 private message， 那我那个时候就也问说Brian 如果你有什么任何的问题啊，你也可以随时跟我们说，那也其实都是给我们做 podcast 的 inspiration。那 Brian 就非常好心，就是非常的 detail 的跟我讲说他在工作上面可能碰到什么样子的问题，可能需要一些协助或者需要一些帮忙，那我就觉得说那我就邀请 Brian 一起来上我们的节目，所以非常感谢他大夜班结束还没睡觉就来上我们的节目。 So Brian 你可不可以简单的做一下你的 self introduction?
Hello, I'm Brian. I work in the blood bank in hospital.My job is about blood transfusion. Okay.
Sounds good. 那其实 Brian 刚刚有跟我们聊到说，其实在医院工作，你常常必须要跟外籍看护嘛，还有外籍的人士，你必须要给他们一些 direction and instruction.
Sometimes I feel confused how to speak with healthcare in English.I don't know whether they understand what I'm saying.
So I think there's a lot of complexity because usually when we think about giving direction, right? 就是人家问路 giving direction. We think about like really simplify textbook map, right? 3 blocks, 1 library, 1 school.
Oh, yeah.Right?
You go down 1 block and you turn right and you will see this, right? 我们通常都是这样子体系下面去了解说怎么样 give direction， 但是呢偏偏我们真实生活上我们真实的 building structure 我们的路并不是这样子的安排，所以我们今天就想要来跟 Brian 聊一聊，我们要怎么样给对方一个更简单跟更 intuitive 的方式，能够让他们很快速的了解自己在哪里 building 的哪里，还有他们要去哪边要怎么去。
So to give us a baseline, could you give us a quick example of instructions that you may need to give someone? So you said you're at the blood bank. I think you also told us it's called the transfusional medicine department. But when someone's studying at the blood bank, can you give us an example of some basic instructions of where someone would need to go.
Blood bank is at the third floor at the back building. 再是要指引他们
So the goal 是 treatment room, right?
treatment room, yes,
Okay.
yes.
But the treatment room is, where is that in the building?
Treatment room is on the first floor at the front building.
Back building and then front building. So we got like two different sides of building.
You need to turn left and you will see the elevator. You take it to the second floor and you go toward the front building and you will see another elevator nearby the piano. And you take it to the first floor and then you will arrive the treatment room. Okay.
So that gives us a good baseline to work with. Usually when you give someone these instructions, what percentage of success do you have that they get there? Or do they usually need your help to explain a few times?
I mean, do they look at you and go, oh, okay? Or do you think they will understand?
I don't know, but they usually show a confused face. I don't know.
太厉害，透过口罩还是可以看得到那个 confused face. Yeah, because okay, here's the thing. There is a complexity, right? 我们现在复杂点一就是 building the back, there's a back building, 然后有一个 front building, 然后你不是完全连在一起的 right? 你的 elevator doesn't go all the way down, like 他们不是 connected. And there's another complexity, which is something that you told us before, is that 你们的 lobby 是2楼，不是1楼。但是大部分的人我们会觉得 lobby 是1楼。Okay, so that's another complexity.
So, as Sherry was talking about before, usually when people think of instructions, they think of a simplified map, left, right, go 1 block. But what we want to do is take it back a little bit and just give you a 4-step method for giving directions. And the first step is actually similar to what we do when we're trying to find something on a map, which is we orient ourselves. When you're orienting yourself or you're orienting the person you're talking to, the simple goal is just tell them exactly where they are. If you imagine like when you look at either your Google map or you go to a department store and you're like, I don't know where I am. They have a little star or a little person that's like, you are here. So this is what we want to start our directions with.
Yeah. 所以第一步呢，我们很重要就是通常如果我们在这种现实，我们这种真实社会中嘛，我们 building 跟 building 之间，街道跟街道之间，都不是那么的明确，绝对不是像那种以前教科书上画的那个样子。所以我们第一个步骤反而不是马上给人家 direction， 我们第一个步骤我们可以先来讲一下 Where are you right here？ 我们这个地图上这个星星这个点 right？ 有时候我们看地图我们会看到一个 arrow pointing like you are here， 我们就要给他们一个这样子的 idea， 说你现在在哪里？你现在可能是在第几楼的哪一个地方 front building, back building, 我们先给他们一个 idea.
Yeah. So, Brian, could you quickly describe where the blood transfusion bank is in the hospital?
It is on the 3rd floor at the back building.
So if you were to give someone a simple orientation, you can just go, okay, right now we are on the 3rd floor. Now, the hospital is separated into the front building and the back building. We are in the back building. So this is the 3rd floor back building.
Right. Giving them a direction like 我们现在在3楼的 back building 也让人家知道说我们的 hospital 其实是有2个部分，有 back building and front buildings， 这样让他们很快的就能够了解说我现在 OK， 我现在是在哪里。所以接下来你可能给他的 instruction 他就可以直接有点像 virtually kind of like follow your step.
So this is your orientation. Now someone understands that the hospital is separated by 2 sides, and right now, which side are you on and which floor are you on? Once you've oriented them, then you give them the goal. So they're like, oh, I need to go to the treatment room. then you would say, the treatment room is on the first floor of the front building. So I've oriented them. You're on the third floor of the back building. You need to get to the first floor of the front building. And then you can start to give directions. But the first thing to always do is orient and then tell them the goal of where they want to be. So could you quickly describe to us, if I'm going to the treatment room, where do they need to go?
We are on the third floor at the back building. And the hospitals separated by two sides, front building and back building. We are in the back building. And the treatment room is on the first floor of the front building.
Perfect.
Yeah, nice.
Very clear.
It's awesome. Okay.
So the next thing that we want to get into is just giving some simple instructions. I mean, in this case, it's not that actual simple because they need to do a few things. But you say, to go to the front building's first floor, you actually need to change sides of the building on the second floor. So I need you to go to the elevator, go down to the second floor, then go to the front side of the building. You will see a large doorway. Go to the front side of the building, and then take another elevator to go to the first floor. So you need to switch buildings on the second floor.
Obviously, it's really important to emphasize that you need to change elevator.
Yeah.
Right? The keyword is change elevator because that's the most complicated part.
So in your simple instructions is later you will actually give them the left, right, go down this way. But whatever the complicated piece is, you want to make sure they understand first. Again, we went back to orientation. Our building is split into two sides, the front building and the back building. Right now, you're on the third floor of the back building. You need to go down to the first floor of the front building. But to get to the front building, you need to switch sides on the second floor. So you will go take an elevator down to the second floor, then you will go to the front building and take another elevator down to the first floor. So we've oriented, we've hit the goal, and now we have the simple instruction. So Brian, could you quickly give us the simple instruction of how to go from the back building to the front building?
Okay, to go to the first floor of the front building, you actually need to change elevator on the second floor. You need to go to the elevator here in the back building and take it to the second floor. Then walk to the front building and take another elevator down to the first floor.
Excellent.
Nice.
So this is our simple instructions because we're actually describing the difficult part of the journey. So we went orient, goal, simple instruction. Then the last thing you do is actually give the detail instructions. So in this case, now you're going to start to put in left, right. You're going to explain where certain things are. For example, could you take the simple instruction that we give you and give us a little bit more detail of how to get to the first floor treatment room?
Detail, okay. You need to turn left and you will see the elevator. You take it on the second floor and you need to move forward to the front building. You will see another elevator nearby the piano. Take it down to the first floor. Okay.
Yeah. So with the detailed instructions, we're just giving a few extra pieces. So right now, standing here at the blood blank, if you look to your left, you will see an elevator. Go down the hall and get into the elevator, go down to the second floor. Once you're at the second floor, go straight until you see a piano. Near the piano is the front building elevator you need to take. Go down to the first floor, and then we'll talk about how to get to the treatment room.
You're head to the treatment room. Nice. I like it that you have the piano as the indicator because it is something that everyone knows what a piano is and it's a very clear kind of sign as to you're in the right place.
There's two ways that you can use things inside the hospital. So one can be what you just did, which is, okay, if you see the piano, the elevator is next to the piano. Another thing that you can use to describe is if there's another landmark or department that you can use to say someone went too far. Like if you get to the parking lot, it means you went too far. You need to go back to the piano. Or if you get to the cardiology department, you've gone down the wrong hallway. You need to go back and find the piano. Something like that. So you can use landmarks both to tell people where they are. You can also use a landmark to tell them they're in the wrong place. So for example, if I go to the first floor back building, where will I be?
病历室, but I don't know how to say in English.
Is it to store documents? 病历, like the profile?
Probably the records.
The record room, I think.
Okay.
所以如果他们到那个地方就是他们走错了，对不对？
对。
All right, so if they go to the correct place, what will they see?
They will see some hospital volunteers at the door.
So the end of our detailed instructions would be, when you get to the first floor, you should immediately see a volunteer ready to help you.
Right.
You could also say, but if you get to the first floor and you see the records department, you are in the wrong building. You are still in the back building.
Mm-hmm.
So basically the detailed instruction is just extra information to confirm that they're in the right place. Yeah, 就给他们一个 double check 的一个机会，就是如果你到这个地方表示你走错，你要走回去，但是如果你到这个地方你看到什么，表示这个就是对的了，你已经到达你的目的地。
So the earlier instruction you gave were great, and I would just add one thing at the end is, when you get to the first floor, you should see hospital volunteers standing near a large door ready to help you. Then you know you're in the right place. So, Brian, could you share with us the more detailed instructions?
Okay. If you look to your left, you can see the elevator you need to take. Take it down to the second floor and go straight toward the large doorway. On the other side, you will see the piano. That means you are in the front building. Near the piano, there is another elevator. Take those elevators to the first floor. When you get off the elevator, you should see several hospital volunteers. They were ready to help you. But when you get to the first floor, if you see the record room, that means you are still in the back building and you need to go back to the second floor and find the piano.
Yay!
So this was the detailed instructions. For a lot of people, this process of orient, describe the goal, give us simple directions, and then give a detailed directions, we will usually make sure most people can get where they want to go. So, Brian, I'm going to test you a little bit and actually have you start from the very beginning. If I am a fresh person who just got my blood draw and now I need to go to the treatment room, could you please give me the total instruction from orientation all the way to the end?
A little bit of summary, right? 如果 Brian 有点觉得 Oh my God, overwhelmed by all this information, 我们第一个就是要先 describe 这个病人在哪里，就是你们 blood bank 在哪里，然后第二就是他的目的地在哪里，接下来就是 simple instruction, 然后 detailed instruction. Brian, are you ready?
Okay. We are in the third floor at the back building. The treatment room on the first floor at the front building. So to go to the first floor of the front building, you actually need to change elevator on the second floor. You need to go to the elevator here in the back building and take it to the second floor. Then walk to the front building and take another elevator down to the first floor. If you look to your left, you can see the elevator you need to take. Take it down to the second floor and go straight toward the large doorway. On the other side, you will see the piano. That means you are in the front building. Near the piano, there is another elevator. Take those elevators to the first floor. When you get off the elevator, you should see several hospital volunteers ready to help you. But when you get to the first floor, if you see the record room, that means you are still in the back building and you need to go back to the second floor and find the piano.
Yay! Perfect.
All right, good job. I think, with the simple and the detailed instruction, depending on the time, 我知道在, hospital, you're very busy, you got a lot of going on. You can choose just to say the simple instruction and then just let them find their way. Or you can choose to do the detailed one. I think it really depends on how much time you have. But if you give them this direction, they're going to love you. 他们会永远有什么问题马上回来找你。
Yeah, definitely. I would say that, again, as Sherry said, depending on how busy you are, you can also just put the detailed and the simple instructions together. For example, just put the piano part and the simple instructions, and then that maybe for some people that is enough. But if you go through the whole process, it helps not only you, but also the patient have a very clear understanding of where they need to go. Especially, we talk about that last piece. If you're in the wrong building, what you will see. Or it's like, if you pass the piano and you get to this, what will you see? It really helps people stay oriented. Because again, when we started our instruction, you oriented first. Our building has two sides. You are in the back side, third floor. But when you give someone an instruction like, you will see a piano, that's another orientation. Or if you're at the records room, that's the wrong place. That's an orientation. So throughout the instructions, you're constantly giving people a way to orient themselves.
Just imagine yourself that you're letting your patient, letting people to put themselves on the map. How do you feel? Brian, 你觉得透过今天这样子的简单的一个我们的 lesson, 你觉得你的感觉是怎么样呢？
我觉得很谢谢你们因为常常遇到就是类似的问题，然后讲的也不确定，然后就是帮我解答那么复杂的问题。
不会啊，这个我觉得其实它也是一个逻辑啦，不管什么样子都是一种从逻辑先开始。那我觉得逻辑因为有的时候工作太忙，你要回答人家问题，有的时候你就是觉得 OK, I just tell them where they need to go. 可是当然我觉得这样有没有真的帮助到人家，也是你的目的地 right? You just want to help them, right? Make sure they find the place they needed to go. So, yeah, 很希望今天透过这样子的 4 steps 也帮助到你，也帮助到很多人在工作上面需要给人家一个非常清楚的 instruction 或者是 direction. Thank you so much, Brian, for your time.
Yeah, thank you for sharing with us, and hopefully this helps you going forward.
Thank you too so much.
You're welcome. 如果你喜欢我们的 podcast, 欢迎来追踪我们的主管英文 Executive Plus 的 Facebook. 那也可以写信到我们的信箱yourcareerplus@gmail.com.